Do you remember what I've told you is one of my favorite qualities of all? Insight. I think that without insight, some degree of insight, no matter how smart you are, you're worthless to me. You might be extremely smart. You might know lots of things, but without insight, what good are you to me? Take Albert Einstein. Why is Albert Einstein so celebrated today? Is it because he was so smart? Is it because he was so good at math? No, it was his insight. It was his ability to sit with these things and apply them to a thought experiment so that he could see not just the thing, but all of the implications of the thing. That's insight. It's why it's so powerful. What other people would know on the surface, insight takes you way beyond that. It almost like penetrates this surface and lets you see beyond all the implications of what that information implies, what it can be applied to. If you ever read like science magazines and stuff like that, no, not magazines. I still think I'm living in the 90s or the 80s. But if you read science articles and stuff like that online, and you read about these discoveries that scientists make, and then you go, okay, well, what good is that? That's interesting, but what good is that? And then they start talking about all of the applications that breakthrough could be used for in life. I was just reading about something called graphene. Have you heard of graphene? Apparently graphene, which is kind of based on graphite, the same thing that is, in pencil lead. Years ago, they had this breakthrough, and they discovered that it's perfect for many, many uses. And an article I was just reading here recently said that they can make that into a sheet. It's like just a thin, transparent sheet about the size of a football field, compact that into a battery, and it would work, like multiple times better than a lithium battery and perform better in all sorts of conditions, hold all sorts of extra charge, and it could just revolutionize the battery. So we're not talking about batteries here, we're talking about insight. But that's insight, is somebody coming across graphene. I think it's called graphene. And not only say, oh wow, this thing is kind of amazing, but them sitting there and thinking about all the applications, all the broader applications for something like that, how it could revolutionize all sorts of products and industry and that sort of thing. I keep bumping on my microphone. That's the problem with recording these shows now on video, is that I don't really have the full movement here because I'm restricted by this microphone. Orange Slices are brief highlights from the Last Symptom podcast. Subscribe to full audio episodes of the show on any major podcast platforms such as Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Amazon Music, and more. While I've got you chewing on that, like this video, pretty please. Might as well press subscribe while you're at it. I bet you a nickel you know somebody who's overdue for hearing some of these things, so go on, forward this video to them.